This is the life. There's been so many things to enjoy over the last 4 years since I retired. Resident Evil 2 Remake with fixed camera angle mods, RoboCop Rogue City, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, excellent Mega Man fan games and fan remakes, Super Mario RPG, a remake done right, gross clickbait sites that subsist themselves on divisive rage farm headlines run by hateful activists posing as game journalists shriveling on the vine, us getting a stay of execution on that whole end of the world thing, dogs continuing to exist despite us not really deserving them, and even once in a great while, an anime or video game adaptation that, despite some problems, isn't an insulting and dishonest cash grab. Yep, I sure am glad I don't have to think about insulting, dishonest cash grabs anymore. What? Final Fantasy VII Rebirth underperforming sales-wise? Selling about half of what Remake sold in the same time frame? Square Enix facing layoffs? Might I make a suggestion? Square Enix stock price plummets after confirming 70% profit drop? I wonder why. That's like your horrible, manipulative, lying, cheating ex finally having to face the consequences of their actions. But that's none of my business. There's no time ghosts in this. No one lied about this game. Ah! Bruh, what? Who are you? If you did a review of Rebirth, it would make my month. No. That's all right. I don't need to see what more of my favorite scenes have been injected with stuff from the Flash TV show. Final Flashpoint 7, I don't know, I'm good. Thank you, though. That's nice. But no, that was peculiar. Oh! My non-alcoholic, zero-sugar, blue coconut Bahama Mama. But Rick, the time ghosts are still crashing scenes, so it's like you said, the final boss of Remake was pointless. Of course it was. They last Jedi'd Rise of Skywalkered themselves. Doesn't matter what you do, after something like that, you're borked. Don't care. Dude, this one's even worse than Remake. This one's even less concerned with being faithful to the original story. Now it's really gone off the rails. You have to review Roast. Who could have seen that coming? Don't care. Right.
No, this one's a much better game and much more faithful to the original.
Goody gumdrops, don't care. They completely butt Aerith's death with a bunch of tropey, childish, confusing, and blasphemous nonsense. It has no poignancy or impact now at all. Of course they did. Of course it doesn't. Holy shit, man, you've got to make another original story. It's really interesting. Faction could have been All right, enough. What's going on here? How many of you guys are there? I can't believe you're still here. I feel like I left my dog in the car for 4 years.
Yeah, we definitely don't deserve him.
Sorry. How you been? It's nice to hear from you. I'm not doing it, though. We do goofy live streams twice a week, thrice a week if you count my solo channel. That's what I do now. It's a lot of fun. And it saved our company. Instead of slaving for weeks or months over YouTube videos nobody can find, we improvise jokes over video games and it pays our bills. Whoa, hey! Aren't you supposed to yell 4 or something?
Oh my god, sir, I am so sorry.
Don't worry about it. You can come over here and get your ball.
Oh, thank you. Dilly-dally, shilly-shally.
What? Oh, God. You people are here too? Wait a second. Is that a fucking segue? You know what Final Fantasy VII always needed? Poppets! What are you wearing, dude? Are you auditioning to be an extra in iCarly? I don't want to know. I'm seeing things I don't want to see. I'm knowing things I don't want to know.
I really am so sorry. We didn't mean to bother you, sir.
It's a big beach. I'll move.
Oh, no. You don't have to do that.
Oh my goodness! I'm so sorry, sir. I didn't see you ranting and raving and complaining on the internet there.
All right, that does it. I keep it now. Oh no, one better. Since you know the future, you should see this one coming. New Game Plus, Aerith.
Hi!
Oh, come on!
Yeah, that's right. Did you foresee this, Madam Web?
That is so not cool. Whatever, let's go, Aerith.
Yeah, go on, get death bait for Cloudy. I wouldn't think you, of all people, would like being around water. Better wear a one piece.
What does he mean by that?
I better go tell Cloud not to fall in love with me again.
Works for me.
Ugh. All right, fine. Now you got me all worked up. You want some real talk with Rick? Here's some real talk with Rick. Or editing Rick? No. I am now Editorial Rikk. Damn it, just when I think I'm out, you pull me back in. As much as I appreciate crystal clear content requests, I can't help but say, unlike that Alanis Morissette song, Alanis Moriboro. Isn't it ironic? I look at the original creative team on the OG Final Fantasy VII, and while I'm pretty sure everyone was very passionate about the project at the time, much like myself 4 years ago, their work now kind of spins a different tale. All right, you harassed us enough. I know we said we'd only do this once we ran out of ideas, but I guess that time has come. We'll go ahead and let this guy make our most successful entry squeal like a pig. Just remember, you asked for this. I remember being so disappointed when they said they had no interest in doing a remake. Here I am over a decade later realizing I was wishing for it on a monkey's paw. Anyway, with you guys asking me to do a follow-up, kinda feel like I'm going through the same thing here. Except I'd like to learn from others' mistakes. Thing is, I spent the last 4 years of my life touching grass, at least when it comes to this topic. They fooled us once, and why would I buy a game that's just gonna boil my piss? Why would I buy a hyper-expensive AAA game that I find to be dishonest when I could put a down payment on a house? You out of your goddamn mind? Who of sound body and mind pays these prices for a third of something? A third of something that used to be one complete product? And why would I send the message to the people making the thing that I don't like to make more of the thing that I don't like? Perhaps more importantly, why did some of you? So full disclosure, haven't played it. Full disclosure, not gonna. I have jettisoned myself from this abusive relationship. And it looks like I'm not alone. The cash grab that grabs less cash every time. I also neither have the time nor the heart to pour over hours upon hours of cutscenes and gameplay to retrace every little crayon scribble that Tetsuya Nomura has vandalized the Mona Lisa with. Or to come to the conclusion that maybe it wasn't as bad this time, or maybe it's worse, or maybe it's somewhere in between. I don't care! See, I've equipped this materia called apathy, and let me tell you, it is a powerful summon. You're benched, nincompoops of the round. You see, when you have a fan base that's angry, there's at least something to work with there, because people still feel something. They still care. And despite my trademark whimsically indignant voice, I don't. Dear viewer, I invite you out of this hot tub and into the warm, comforting jacuzzi of not giving a final flying fuck and letting the law of diminishing returns take its natural course. When apathy sets in, that is truly the death of a franchise. Just ask these guys. These days, one of the most Chad things you can do is quietly walk away. Anyway, TLDNR, or is it TLDR? Oh God, I made TLDR too long to read! All the time we've wasted! The irony! What I mean to say is I don't want to help bankroll Final Fantasy VII Racket dropping on the PS6 in 2033, and my ticker just ain't in it. And if you're not gonna do something right, don't do it at all, maybe? You definitely shouldn't lie about it. We'll keep pretending that didn't happen, though. I don't think I've ever seen a fan base gaslight itself with flame accelerant before, but here we are. Truly in the age where saying something enough times makes it true. People definitely want a Ray movie. Deadpool and Wolverine's gonna save the MCU. Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth are beat for beat the same story. Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth are beat for beat the same story. Tell yourself what you'd like in your timeline, but in mine, it's really nice not being sad, miserable, and disappointed, which is exactly how the Final Fantasy VII Remake multiverse makes me feel. I bought your Final Fantasy VII Remake with target control, and it made me feel like a piece of shit. Seriously, y'all picked the worst time imaginable to go all in on multiverses.
When the boundaries of fate are breached, new worlds are born.
Can you show me where new ideas are born? Oh, hey, I remember this show. Hope this is the version with the whisper. Slider. Yeah, there it is. Our market research shows that this trope will be popular for the next 15 years, which is exactly how long it will take for us to release every intended entry in Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh god, wait, no, everybody hates this shit now. In the past 5 years, all the sweet summer children we fooled into thinking we did something original have realized this has been done 18,000 times before. They've realized that multiverses were a way for lazy writers to fix mistakes, that they suck all the stakes out of a story. They've realized it makes death meaningless. Thanks, comic books and comic book movies.
Want to see something wild? Google multiverses suck. Don't put anything in about Final Fantasy VII, just multiverses suck. And look at the 5th result. Is it just me, or does Rebirth's story kinda suck? And oh look, people complaining that the story has been muddied, confused, and lost its impact. So no, it's not just you, Big Boss PC Faster. At least this narrative hatchet job has great SEO. Wow, look at this one. The multiverse idea is rotting culture. Preach, brother. Not to toot my own patoot, but I think back in 2020 I might have been a little bit ahead of the curve, feeling a multiversal malaise. It's almost like if there are infinite versions of every character, you emotionally disconnect because they're completely expendable. Weird. Nobody wanted Crisis Core on Infinite Gaias, but this guy just can't help himself. Hack's gonna hack. Maybe there's an alternate universe out there where you reined that dude in and made good on your word to be faithful to the original. An alternate universe where you're enjoying better sales instead of chasing a reckless trend. I gotta tell you, it's been baffling watching some of my favorite YouTubers and reviewers denounce multiversal storytelling and call it out for the emotional investment cancer that it is, to then turn around on the same live stream and praise Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth. I guess it just speaks to the game's impressive, presentation. I can tell you guys we're really paying attention to the story. Hey, look, y'all, it's the real reason for the remake. I guess even copious amounts of T and A can't save Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Hey! For the rest of us that aren't joystick jockeys, it's not been much fun watching the guy who used to sweep the floors at Squaresoft milk the nostalgia cow dry. Another possibility for a remake. I'm not even gonna talk about whatever the fuck this is. Just know the nostalgia cow isn't half full or half empty, it's been chupacabra'd. All while the story of one of the most influential games of all time and my personal favorite continues to get rewritten by a guy I wouldn't trust to write my grocery list. Don't forget the I can't believe it's not a remake, because it's a reboot. All while making bank off the cash cow sweet nostalgia teats. Well, maybe not as much now. Tetsuya Nomura will make millions upon millions more money than I will in my entire lifespan. He is a talented artist, and I understand that he was not on the janitorial staff at Squaresoft. Thank you, comments section that I will definitely read. I'm sorry, fam, I appreciate you, but there's just no getting me to suit up to go back into the Dutch oven of Nomura farts. The Kelvin timeline of Final Fantasy VII is not one I want anything to do with. Nor do I want to have anything to do with the soul-sucking discourse around it. Are all those Star Wars memes starting to make sense? It wasn't made for you. Now the thing that you made popular enough to be remade in the first place can be truly realized, Grandpa. You know, all the old classics.
It's not multiverses. It's heavily suggested to be the life stream.
Okay. It serves as the exact same story mechanic no matter what you call it. My friend, a turd by any other name smells just as foul. Listen, I ain't about hearing the tired, gaslighty snapbacks like, they didn't change anything. I love you, cope pills. I remember the last time you said that. What the fuck? Tell me you didn't play the original without telling me you didn't play the original. Consider this your one and only spoiler warning. This guy's name in the credits was a spoiler warning. Spoiler pause and... Alright, you guys remember in the original right after Aerith dies? Aerith shows up? Damn girl, kinda rude to crash your own funeral. You're really not helping me move on. And I'm pretty sure this guy walking around all willy-nilly doing things, talking to people, breathing air, eating food, and assumedly pooping is supposed to be dead.
No biggie, he's not really an important part of the story. And before you tell me he's in some pocket dimension that doesn't really matter,
If it doesn't matter, then why are we doing it?
I'd like you to take a moment and listen to what it is you just said.
Then go stick your head in an oven.
It won't matter in all the other universes where you didn't, right? At least until some mystical, magical mist bullshit passes an alternate version of yourself like a narrative kidney stone. Dead in this universe, alive in the other, whatever, they're still banging around on the screen, doing and saying new things when you're supposed to be feeling the loss and absence of that character, and the story is so much worse for it. People get upset about far, far less than movie remakes. How about a Terminator remake where Kyle Reese survives? They kind of already did that. And it was very good and made lots of money and everybody loved it. Go play the original if you hate the remake so much. Oh, this again. Like I said 4 years ago, as if the original can even begin to compare to the audiovisual experience of the remake. And yeah, you heard me say it. They're beautiful games that are beautifully voice acted. I don't even have any problem in the world with the turn-based combat system being traded in for something that feels a little more modern. Didn't even have a problem with the Jesse section because it all felt like it should be there. It would have truly been a dream come true to pay once to play the original story unmolested like this. The hope of which is probably the sole reason I bought a PS4 to begin with. The hope in one hand and Nomura in the other and see which piles up first. Nope, we gotta walk and deadify this and drag out what was already a lengthy tale to a money-grubbing 1,000-hour plus experience, complete with played-out multiverse tropes to pad the runtime. How's that working out for you? How's that whole unexpected equals good thing working out for you? Oh, 2020, you so silly. I can't wait to see 10% sales on Final Fantasy VII Regurgitation dropping in 2057 exclusively for the PS9, a $9 million console owned by 9 people. The one game journalists will praise because Aerith goes back in time to prevent her own death and impregnate herself to raise the savior that will stop the Sephiroth Winnie the Pooh /fiction apocalypse.
I'll dilly-dally my shilly-shally myself.
Hey, that kind of multiversal narcissism is all the rage these days. Spareth Mansborough into the Nomura-verse. It's beat for beat the same story. Silence, tourist. We're doing it. This is the thing that I didn't want to do. We're not doing it. So if we're not going over every little skid mark that Tetsuya Nomura has scooted all over my once favorite video game, and we're not getting into Mobius strips of brain rot arguments about it, what are we doing here? Well, my friends, let's take a play from the book of the storyteller extraordinaire himself and explore another reality. A reality where we're celebrating? That seems almost too mean-spirited. I'll never claim to be happy about how this is all shaken out. Really, I suppose this is just yet another YouTube time capsule chronicling the misguided and greedy plundering of nostalgia that's led to the collapse of almost every once great franchise. Or maybe it's a case study in how little people actually care about the story in the video games they consume. I mean, it makes sense. We didn't exactly start this journey playing Super Mario Brothers for the riveting story. My princess is in another castle? What a twist! Who wrote this? M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong? Spiky-haired blonde boy who thinks he's spiky-haired brunette boy with comedically oversized sword. Silver-haired leather daddy with mommy issues. I'm a tourist. Seems the same to me. I consider anything from the remake series to be apocryphal. It's a weird word I just learned. I'm not trying to impress anybody. Here's the definition on the screen. You'll have to look away from the 7 other things you're doing. I know you're just listening. It's okay. Apocryphal, of a story or statement of doubtful authenticity, although widely circulated as being true. In other words, horsepucky. Sherlock Holmes books not written by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Cthulhu Mythos books not written by H.P. Lovecraft. The Wizard of Oz books not written by Frank Baum. Super duper non-canon S.D. Perry Resident Evil books. Superman 3 and 4. Everything after Terminator 2. The Rings of Power. Disney Star Wars. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Rebirth, Recrud Essence. Okay, now I'm trying to impress you. And before you try to tell me it's not apocryphal because Tetsuya Nomura was involved with the original Final Fantasy VII, Nomura drew the pretty pictures. Any influence he had on the story was minimal or collaborative. Okay, Nomura, we'll let the player play a video game in our video game where they help a Moogle hook up.
Cool idea. No, the Moogle cannot be from an alternate timeline. Do you want to go back to sweeping the floors? And before you tell me it's not apocryphal because other important people like Najima here are still involved.
I will admit that Najima should probably be getting just as much heat as Nomura, but Nomura is the guy in charge.
But as it is a different team involved with the remake, as it is Square Enix and not Squaresoft, to me, it's apocryphal. To be discarded and ignored. At the same time, if it all feels like somebody splitting Flower Girls, I get it. They decided to remake and completely jack with the story of Final Fantasy VIII, a game that ultimately failed to connect with me. I really wouldn't care. Honestly, from what I understand about the story of Final Fantasy VIII, it would make a hell of a lot more sense to do these tired, cliche, timey-wimey sci-fi tropes in that game. Just depends how much you got drawn in and how much you cared back in the day. Would new story elements enhance the themes that were already there that touched you, or completely undermine them? Wow, even IGN isn't on board with this anymore. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth fails its most important moment. This finale should have been about Aerith. Instead, it's about subverting expectations. Not gonna lie, pretty cathartic seeing mainstream gaming sites admit that the story has gone full Last Jedi potato. Then again, are not the bodies of stories extremely mutable? Just like the human body. You can yank out a person's kidneys and put them where their lungs used to be. It may even be better that way. All right, we've had our fun. Goofing aside, as much as I'd like to, we can't pretend the plummeting sales are because of the story changes. I think we're the only weirdos out there that care about the story in a JRPG and don't like being lied to. I'm not saying the story changes aren't in the failure DNA, but I think the real culprit is corporate greed and releasing it on a system that few people own, let alone have ever even seen in the wild. Post your PS5 receipts in the comments. I will definitely look at them. Let's release the Final Fantasy VII Remake on a system that's ending its life cycle. Then let's re-release that remake on a system that almost nobody's got. Let's drop the sequel to it exclusively on a system that almost nobody's got. Also, let's release it in 27 different parts to maximize profit. Oops, sales have plummeted 50% by the second entry. Better turn the bikini knob up to 11. That didn't help either. Western developers hashtag canceled boobs because they're toxic. We're catering to the male gaze. Should have made Tifa and Aerith look like this.
I'm Aerith Gaines, bro.
Well, heckin' farts. There's nothing else we could have done. Another one of the true turds in the punch bowl is that AAA games have become exorbitantly expensive to both create and to purchase. We're at a place now where budgets are so bloated that even if a game sells more copies than Jesus, it's still considered a failure. Mark my words, the $100 AAA game as a standard is coming. Y'all also ain't doing anything to help your sales.
And if you don't agree with me, who did you vote for?
Ew. I think I'm gonna go, outside. Shut the fuck up, entertain people, and pray to whatever perma-menstruating 17-vaginaed hell beast you worship that people buy your shit. I don't know how many billions your industry has to lose, or how many of those fingers you love to wag at the consumer have to be singed off on the stove of self-righteous neo-puritanism that you keep burning yourself on over and over again like a psychotic toddler before you learn your lesson. But I ain't counting anymore. One finger, Your accountants sure are, though. Okay, maybe I am celebrating a little bit. Another problem is the unaccounted for, ever-shortening human attention span. I fully expect the third entry of Final Fantasy VII Remake to be a series of interactive TikToks. I can do a duet with alternate timeline Sephiroth. In this reality, he's a Swiftie. Swiftie Roth.
Tell me what you cherish most. Give me the pleasure of taking it away. Hold on to that hatred. 7 seconds till the end. Time enough for you, perhaps. But what will you do with it? Let's see. Yeah, baby, let's see.
You've picked the best time in history to stretch a story out like so much silly putty.
How long is this video?
Our next and final stop on the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth poo-poo platter, I present to you with a single word. A word I've used a few times already, and I know I say this as a guy on a beach wearing flip-flops on his feet. At least I think I have feet. Tourists. At the risk of sounding wicked gatekeepy, I think this whole kerfuffle is suffering from a terminal case of tourism, which usually isn't a bad thing. Really, tourist is just another way of saying
casual. And I don't say casual as a 4-letter word. They're always going to be the majority over the hardcore fans. The more people that like the thing that you like means more of it will get made, right? That's a good thing, right? But what if the nostalgic pina colada has been spiked with dishonesty? What if it's grossing you out seeing people new to pina coladas think its new, modern, bastardized form is the way it's always been? Why does my pina colada taste like Apocrypha? I kind of feel like someone's trying to take advantage of me. What if it's full of out-of-order, contextless, diluted, now meaningless iconography tossed into a blender for tourists? Or worse, for a whole other creature, the nostalgia-starved fanboy that's gonna gobble up anything so long as it's got that sweet, sweet logo on it.
I clapped when I saw it.
Never mind that it's an orange juice and toothpaste pizza now. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII, it's always been orange juice and toothpaste pizza. You guys really didn't think I would make a pizza analogy, did you? When I was a kid, I would have been over the meteor to bump into somebody wearing an X-Men t-shirt or a Super Mario t-shirt, maybe a Metallica negligee. Any of the stuff I liked as a kid, and still do, that made me a nerd and made the kids good at sports want to beat me up. And they still do. Now that all of these things have had their buttholes stretched out to nightmarish proportions of popularity, I wouldn't think anything of it. It's just not special anymore. And I'm sad to say that Final Fantasy VII is included on that stretched out butthole list. I'd walk right on by somebody wearing a Final Fantasy VII t-shirt, at most muttering, stretched out butthole. Hey, what? Nope, I don't want to talk about orange juice and toothpaste pizza or stretched out buttholes. Have a good day, sir.
Tourist.
To bring it around, tourism can really boost your economy. Or it can leave you with a bankrupt ghost town when that casual interest gets fatigued or you make some other kind of boneheaded business decision. In choosing to release something that was originally one product as at least 3 or 4 products over the course of a decade, in the era of attention span shorter lived than early 2000s Fox sci-fi TV series, exclusively on a system that not many people own, can kinda inspire some fatigue in your tourists. And don't look at this OG player to pick up the sales slack because Sony and Square Enix can't stop blowing each other. Does Sony have some kind of a stranglehold over the FF7 brand? You guys got some kind of Final Fantasy VII promise ring? I don't think so. It's cool Square, Soft, and Sony were buddies back in the day, but times be different. I think you should both agree to see other game consoles.
This just in, Final Fantasy maker Square Enix will aggressively pursue a multi-platform strategy after profits tumble.
What? Really? They actually did say, hey, we want to see other people. A hallmark of any healthy relationship. And who are you?
I'm another voice you can do.
Okay.
Following a 70% decline in profit, Square Enix to shift from quantity to quality.
Good. Oh, okay. That's. I'm happy. Okay, cool. Let's see if any of that happens. I hope they learn from their mistakes. I'm sure there aren't lots of people in the comments who didn't watch the entire video making us aware of this situation as well. Thank you. I will definitely read your polite correspondence. Can I still go ahead with the rest of my jokes prepared, though?
I don't care, because this just in, I don't find you funny.
Ow, my feelings. My mom thinks I'm funny.
Rick, you leave that poor Nomura boy alone. His father dropped him on an escalator when he was a baby. Stop complaining about meaningless crap on the internet and get a job.
Ma, I told you I'm retired. Yeah, anyway, it's good to hear that they're recognizing that there's a problem, but let's be real. There's no way they're gonna walk back the story changes, and there's no way we can blame the disappointing sales on the story changes. They're gonna keep making these things, well, probably, and they're gonna keep bad touching the original all the way to the finish line, which, unless they really mean it on the quality over quantity, is still probably gonna be fourth quarter 2103. At least from the sounds of it, it won't be exclusive to the Play Obloid Spheroid 5. You'll also be able to get it on the X Rhombocozy Dodecahedron Series Pi and the Nintendo Switch 3. Can't wait for that. Really, it's all just silver lining and consolation prizes for those of us that kept track of what they promised and what they delivered. A Pyrrhic victory? Is that right? Words. A Pyrrhic victory over Apocrypha.
But my no give a fuck still stands. Come over to the not give a fuck side. We've got honest pina coladas. To close things out with another shot of irony, I suppose a lot like Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth, this video probably isn't exactly what you wanted it to be. Thanks for watching all this anyway, if so. I took a long time to say I don't wanna. I guess my ultimate point is, if you're gonna continue to spend your money on something you can't stand, if you're gonna continue to hate play something, to burn your fingers on the stove of Final Fantasy VII Remake, Rebirth, redo, recreate, reimagine, replicate, rewrite, reload, retribution, revelation, reflux, acid, remorse, rhubarb, reckless, over and over again like a psychotic toddler, the game is your problem, not mine.
Leave me out of it.
I ain't giving this thing any more oxygen, my friends. And I'd like to tie a nice big ribbon on a thank you to the rest of you that participated in this suffocation. Thank you for voting with your wallets. Thank you for instead opening up your wallets for things like Super Mario RPG, a faithful one-to-one remake with modern polish. What a concept! I had endless joy reliving one of my childhood favorites with my sweetie pie. Thanks to your support and swole-ass attention spans, we got to play through the entire thing on Twitch. We even got to ring in the new year by beating the final boss right at the stroke of midnight. Well, almost.
I'm finished, done for. Although you still beat me 3 minutes after the ball drop, so it doesn't count.
3 minutes to... Damn it! It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's just shit, son. If we had just not goofed around one time.
It's fine.
Know what else was great? Not having to constantly separate the original story and the sludgy afterbirth written by somebody who fell asleep watching Fringe. Final Fantasy VII Repugnant. I don't know if Nintendo had to say, hey, we're gonna Tetsuya, but good call doing whatever it is you had to do to keep these guys out of it.
It's me, the distracting and wholly unnecessary meta-narrative that renders the characters' choices and sacrifices meaningless. Woohoo!
I also want to send out mad gratitude for all of the love and eyeballs that got on the original video. I made it, I posted it, and I moved on. You guys started popping in on our live streams and made me aware that I wasn't alone in feeling lied to. That's a pretty nice outcome. When I made the video, I was in a pretty sad place. It seemed like I was the only person in the world that could possibly care about the story in a video game. Turns out there are dozens of us. Anywho's, I'm gonna go be happy and goof on some games with my robot buddies. We're even gonna start streaming the original, correct version of Final Fantasy VII with a whole bunch of sexy graphical upgrade mods. It's currently $12 on Steam. You can watch here or on Twitch every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, and every Sunday at 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. We've also got highfalutin review shows in the pipeline called Rewind.Execute and Jank Bank, filmed on the set of our very own new Arcadromat. Hope to see you there. Bye-bye! What the? Damn it, I thought I deflated these things.
You did, but that was the original timeline.
That's right. Now in the new, shiny timeline, we continue to appear to you.
Oh, so it's like you're not really dead at all and can continue to annoy me. A wishy-washy choice that allows you to continue interacting with the characters in story, removing any impact your deaths might have had. That's better.
Yes, it's really quite genius.
This way we can continue to feature a popular character and maximize profit. It's also daring and never been done before.
Ghost.
Yes? Are you speaking to me or her?
The movie Ghost. Done well, I might add.
Never heard of it.
The Sixth Sense.
That sounds stupid.
Always.
These movies sound old.
Dexter.
Crappy ending, it doesn't count.
An American Werewolf in London, The Haunting of Hill House, 6 Feet Under, What Remains of Edith Finch, Supernatural, The Walking Dead, Final Fantasy X, The Voices, Persona, The Lovely Bones, Being Human, Red Dead Redemption 2, Star Wars, Macbeth, Hamlet.
Okay, Boomer Kuwanger.
Come get the ghosts of your beach balls, you apocryphal bikini bimbos.
7 seconds till the